So, hello friends. Today we shall discuss some thumb rules in the English language. Thumb rules means basic rules, So, in the basics, like I'll tell you one thing. Whenever there is to, there is always first form of the verb after that. No ing, no SCS, no second form, no third form. Always and always first form. Like I want to eat food. We can't write I want to eating food, eats food or something. Always first form. Similarly, there is another thumb rule. Like with the after will, can, could, would, should, there is always first form. Like I will go there, I will come from there, he would do this, he would do that. We don't ever say that he would gone there, or he would goes there, or he would going there. That would be wrong. Another thumb rule is that like after has, in has, have, had, there is after has, have, had, there is always third form. Very simple. He has eaten the food. We have done the job. So if one knows these basic things, and one or two more rules are there. If you're talking about past tense, then we will use second form. I went there, etc. But then we have to be very cautious. Like if there is a question mark, means if someone is asking, did you go there? Then we will say only go, not second form, because did already was indicating what past tense. Okay, now present continuous is also very important. He goes to gym every day. But if it is question, means does he? Then we'll say go, because there is already es there. So these are a few rules. One more rule, after for, there is always ing. Like I am going to the bazaar for shopping, for gaining knowledge. We go to college for gaining knowledge. So these were some thumb rules, basic rules. If you are thorough with this, the English won't go that bad actually, even if it is wrong anyway. Okay. Now many people ask us, sir, tell us about been, when B-E-E-N means B-E-E-N is used. I would say the been is used mostly in two cases. First of all, be itself acts as a verb, no? Don't be silly. Past tense will be I was silly. And past perfect, I had been silly. So be, was, been. So these are the three forms. So that is one case. Like if you are making a sentence of that, no? Don't be silly, I was silly, I had been silly. Don't be ignorant, I was ignorant, I had been ignorant. That's it. And another second case is that whenever we are making voice of those sentences which have had in them, like he has eaten the food has been eaten by him. I repeat, if you are making voice of the sentences which have got have had, then been is used. So these were the things regarding been. Okay, now many times students ask about, sir, tell us something about punctuation marks, when are the punctuations used? As such, punctuations is simple, means we all know that full stop is used when the sentence is over. Comma is used when we are, saying more than one thing. Like he has a car, scooter, and a bicycle. Semicolon, one dot and one comma. That's semicolon. That is more powerful than means comma, and less stronger than a full stop. Where do we use that? Like suppose you go to the house of 3 of your friends. You may say, I went to Shankar's house to borrow pencil and a pen. A pencil, pen and a book. So pencil, comma, pen and a book. Then semicolon. To Sohan's house to borrow bat, ball, bat, comma, ball and a racket. Then semicolon. To Sumit's house to borrow geometry box, paper, copy and a book. So when we were changing the name of the friends, then we can put semicolon, and when we are describing things like this and this, then commas, and finally full stop. So where do we put colon? Colon are two, like full stops, two full stops, one under the other. You must have seen. See, when we are giving some data, like the marks scored by the students are as follows. So many times, so means when more information is given, so we put colon. Now, see, comma, even if you ignore comma isn't very great thing, but normally it will come at places where you are taking some pause, like when you say, perhaps he is not well today, or fortunately it all went fine, or means you can say, so you should work hard. That way you can say, so comma can be there. Now what about inverted commas? So you must have heard what is reported speech. Many times people say direct, indirect also. That is a reported speech, or direct, indirect. In that we just place the words as such, like a tape recorder, whatever the person says. Like if he says, I'm very happy now, so Ram said to Sham, one comma, then inverted commas, I am very happy now. Whatever he has said, we just place it as such without any changes. But when we report it to another person, then first form changes into second form into third form, and then in the inverted commas, I and you would change according to who is speaking and who is listening. And many times the changes are there, whether it's an advice or it is an order, whatever. And there are some changes also there when there is an interrogative sentence. Then we have to remove the interrogative mark. In exclamatory sentence, we have to remove the exclamatory mark, because when we are saying things, then we don't change the tone, because interrogative sentences and exclamatory sentences require change in tone. And interjections, alas, we won't show that much excitement when we are telling the story to some other person. So for that we have to use some word, he exclaimed with joy, etc. So inverted commas are used when we place the words, like when we quote somebody what he was saying. Okay, for that we need to learn some narration. A few rules are there, they're not very tough also. You can go through them once. Many times it is required, Suppose somebody asks you, did you had any kind of misunderstanding with someone? So when you start describing, then you would have to say, like, he said this and then I said this and there was kind of misunderstanding, and ultimately it was sorted out, and this and that and that and this. Okay, so you need to learn that. So lastly, see, in the previous lectures I've been telling few other things like voice and prepositions, many other things, but here I will tell you some other thing, like what is perhaps, or like when is perhaps used, when is probably used. Perhaps is used when we are about almost 80% sure. Perhaps it is because of this. When we are 50% sure, we can say probably. Okay, so before I end, there are certain words, if spoken in isolation also, they give a lot of sense, but with some exclamation. Certainly, really, Sure, definitely, of course. So we need to learn these words also. When we are talking in writing, then we can learn some clauses which we can use while we start saying something, whatever we are feeling like. You can say, as per my perception, according to me, or you can say, I strongly feel that, and I feel that, or from the first perspective. So these initial clauses can be used in the grammar. So dear students, if you want to ask anything, or suggest me anything, or say anything, or add anything, or advise anything, so please mention in the comment section. So that would be very nice. So I hope this video would be useful for you. Have a nice time. Bye bye.